Hello, welcome back. Art of Cycling, I'm Greg Leach. This is the Tour de France. This is stage 14, so we're working our way through here. So we're on the Grand Ballon. I need to figure out what ballon means. Yesterday here, this was the Ballon d'Alsace. So we are right on the in the region of Alsace on the German border. And today we're sprinting up the Grand Ballon. So with the high mountains now really before us, the Alps and the rest of this region. Sorry, forgetting the name of the area. So really the race for the polka dot jersey really gets underway now. We've had an HC climb, and because we were in the Pyrenees, but the race is really on now. And so these two, Valentine Perret-Pointe, is being chased. He was Carapace was let out by his teammates. He's got two other teammates in this group, but Perret-Pointe managed to jump out of the group. I think got a little bit of a surprise, and now Carapace is chasing. Oh well, bike's actually at the other angle, but so it goes. So one of the things that they were talking about on air was that this may be the most people on the side of the road thus far in the tour. And there certainly are a lot of them. It's really, you look at these crowds that are all along the side of the road, up on these mountaintops, nothing around. You wonder, how did they get there? And how are they going to get out of there? I mean, that's the other thing. It's like, there's so many of them. You know, and there's, generally speaking, one road up and one road back down again. I also love that the organizers come along and put these ropes, I mean, basically strings. They drive little steel poles into the tarmac, and they have little eyelets in them, so it's a little thing like that. And for the most part, everybody stands behind there and cheers and leaves the roadway open. Now, of course, they can't do this on the entire course of the race, so there will be areas where the crowd is not quite as controlled, which can be a little frightening. People getting up in the face, running along. It is a little amusing, not right now because the rest of this breakaway is behind them, but the police escort motorcycles will come along and they actually just shove people. You can't see my hand motion. Shove people off the road, and Sometimes they're on kind of a precipice. And the cops will, or the gendarme will just give them a hearty push. I've actually seen some guys really tumble. And it's sort of like, well, you're endangering the riders. I don't have a lot of sympathy for you. Because it's, sometimes you'll see guys running, with their camera, at least they're like getting a video of their favorite rider, or, and maintaining a respectful distance. And of course, I also wonder how they get it. But there's not a lot of sobriety. Or there are groups that aren't particularly sober, which always makes it a little more rambunctious. It's like, not only do the gendarme have to make sure the roads are safe, that nobody has managed to get onto the roadway after the escort goes by. I mean, it has happened where cars suddenly appear on the race course. Because you can pop out of your driveway, and I don't know how you wouldn't know the door is going on, but you could not know. And all the vehicles gone by, going to your right, and your destination for the day is to the left. And next thing you know, there's a whole peloton screaming towards you. I actually watched that happen one year. The woman absolutely panicked. She kind of drove her car into a ditch to get out of the way. I mean, in one sense, good on her. But riders had to swerve too, so it was a bit dramatic. So trying to capture these crowds here. As always, working through my palette, working through the color wheel, starting with the palest and warm color and working my way through. Shoot, I did it wrong, I think. Oh well. No, that's right. Trying to remember the Colombian flag. My view on the screen, I'm painting from a computer screen because I would be using the TV, but I can't pause the TV. I don't know why that is. Why does streaming on the television, you can't pause live, but streaming on the computer, you can? Anybody know the answer to that? I'd love to know. Well, that was wrong. Fortunately, it's fixable. EF's colors are pink, not red. Fortunately, their helmets are a bit of a darker pink, so I should be able to get away with that mistake. Yeah, that worked. See, sometimes you can get away with your mistakes. moving on to Parrot Pantra, blah, 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 blah. Valentine's Kit. Trying to do a little wet and wet blend, so I want to let that. That's why I'm not putting green everywhere and then moving on the way I normally do. Got too much water, so it's not deep enough color. There we go. Always got to have the French flag in there, right? I don't know what flag is this. White with the red cross. I was thinking it was Denmark, but isn't that the other way around? I do see quite a few flags I don't recognize during this coverage of the tour. So just again, working my way through my palette. So the reason I was the Colombian flag is once you've been a champion, whether it be European or world or your particular nation, your jersey will always have the flag represented on your sleeve. So Carapaz, definitely 2 years ago, maybe last year, but definitely 2 years ago, was the Colombian national champion. So he wears the Colombian flag on his sleeves. The current Colombian champion is in this race, Egan Bernal. Sorry, my dog has been barking like crazy today. So while I put in the trees, you can listen to Pippin. So of course, all of this artwork is available for sale. It is for sale at my website, where you can purchase the work securely. There are, in some cases, particularly paintings that have sold, digital prints available. The easiest way to find one is to look at the blog, and you'll see at the end of the blog post, so you can both read about the painting and then find a direct link to the website where you can purchase the piece. And I mail them out fairly quickly. Seems that right now a lot of the orders have come as we close it on the weekend, so I'm going to mail them all on the rest day on Monday. So anybody waiting for theirs, that's what's going on. They do go out UPS priority, which used to be today. Something's going on. Well, we know what's going on, and I'm not going to go into that. So I forgot the yellow helmet of the Uno X rider back there. And So you sort of get the the sense of this huge crowd that's partying as they're getting near to the summit. Let's get a little black going now. So usually I have that set so you can see at least those mixings. But the black is not black, but a combination of deep blue purple mixed with a deep green, which gives a far more aesthetically pleasing quote-unquote black. So I've never used, well, not never, once I figured it out, no longer use any store-bought black. But always mix it, and it gives those blacks tend to eat a hole in the paper, in my opinion. So, and of course, I appreciate all these new followers. We're working for a magic 500 first. Almost there. So, of course, if you're not a subscriber, we'd truly appreciate if you would become one. And that way you'll know when the next paintings pop up. I am painting every stage every day, so of course you'll see that there's now, with this one, 14 videos up. There will also we'll be painting the Tour de France Femme, the women's tour, and that starts a week after the men's race. So again, you may want to subscribe so you don't miss those as they get posted. And I do appreciate it. Naturally, I would love any comments or questions you may have. I do, if I get some questions, I will address them in the ensuing videos. And I do appreciate you watching. Thank you all so much. There is sprinting up the Grand Ballon. Thank you all.